So it is time for us to finally react to the Premier League table, and here it is after 10 games played. Let's look at it. Here's my thoughts. I think the top three teams are very flawed, and I don't think this title race is anywhere near a fait accompli as people are trying to make it. People are trying to make it look like, oh, it's over. It's not. It's not at all, because the three teams are very flawed. And what I've noticed from the first 10 game weeks is, number one, Arsenal are trying to beat you with their defense. Number two, Liverpool are trying to beat you with their attack, and Man City are trying to beat you with Haaland. I'll start with Man City. Man City have been very good and very fluid, and I'm not really surprised at that. They've made a lot of good signings and have a lot of squad depth, actually, especially in midfield. But they have one big problem. This is insane. We cannot be 10 games in and your second top goal scorer is a Burnley player because they had own goals. They have no goals. Their whole team is literally just Haaland or Inshallah. That is not sustainable at all. And while he is also a beast, I don't think they've been inevitable. They have a lot of new young players, and I don't know how are those guys going to be able to operate in the crunch, in the clinch, especially in the last 2-3 months of the season. We don't know. So I think that's their issue. As for Liverpool, 14 goals conceded is disgusting. For context, they've conceded more goals than Crystal Palace, than Everton, than Aston Villa, than Sunderland. They don't even have a top 10 defense in the league. That is terrible. And also, I maintain they just have horrible squad depth. I'm sorry, look at this second 11 that they have compared to Arsenal's second 11 or Man City's second 11. It's just not good enough. But then lastly, I think they're still quite heavily Salah dependent. While everybody's saying how Salah has been terrible, and he has been by his standards, but like Salah still accounts for about 30% of their goals. That still feels like a lot if the person is not in great form, and the person is obviously old, so he's going to tire as the season goes on, and he's going to be absent for AFCON. Now, all of those reasons is why a lot of people think that Arsenal are clear favourites and should win the league, but I don't think so. Now, as you guys know, before the season started, I predicted Arsenal to win the league, and I still would maintain that prediction for now. But there are some things that we need to notice, and I think, or that I have noticed, that I think makes me think everybody needs to calm down. Number one, yes, Arsenal are top of the table at the moment, which is fantastic, with 6 points clear. But Arsenal have played 6 of the bottom 8 this season. Forest, West Ham, Burnley, Leeds, Newcastle and Fulham. So technically, the vast bulk of our games have been against the worst teams in the league. That is not as confidence inspiring, especially when you think of the fact that the other 4 games, which were against top 10 teams, we had to salvage a last second draw against Man City. We lost to Liverpool. We got absolutely outplayed by Manchester United. And Crystal Palace game, we only had like 2 good chances in the entire game. Those things tell me that the team is not yet inevitable. It's not yet like, this is an unstoppable juggernaut. I don't think so. I think there's still a long way. And yes, they have answered questions that they couldn't answer before in terms of things like Fulham or Newcastle or even West Ham. But it's important to remember, yes, those are the same teams, but those teams are not performing like they did last season. Those teams are also not as good. So I actually think that the new Newcastle, Fulham, etc. for us is actually going to be these games. Chelsea away, Spurs, who currently have arguably the second best defense in the league, Sunderland away especially. Those I actually think when we will actually really know, is this Arsenal team for real or not? I still think it's very early. Also, I need to point out, Arsenal have won a lot of games, but Arsenal have only scored more than 2 in a game only 3 times this season. The Atletico Madrid game, which all the goals came in the second half in the space of 20 minutes, against Leeds, who are relegation fodder, and against Nottingham Forest, who are also relegation fodder. So the point I'm trying to make is that's only 3 times. Comparatively, Man City have scored more than 2 in one game 5 times, and Liverpool have done it 5 times as well. So Arsenal's attack is nowhere near or yet at the level of inevitability that I think is needed to be like a big juggernaut that is unstoppable. So for all of those reasons, I don't think Arsenal are like clear favourites or it's over. I don't think so. Again, like I said, I predicted Arsenal to win the title before the season started, and I'm not going to change my prediction now, but I'm currently, I'm not in a state of it's over here, baby. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm actually more like, I'm watching, I'm observing, especially this month. This month for me is what decides it, especially because in between these games you have Champions League games and Carabao games and all of that. But in terms of what I still think as regards the title race itself and who I think is going to win it and how or why I think they're going to win it, watch out for part 2.